Hello, welcome to the stream. My hair's okay. Who have we got in the chat so far? We got HCFC Vlogs. We've got Uma Football Edits. Yo, what's up? Not much, to be honest. And yo, what's up from Lewis MCFC as well. Not much as well. Big ups to the chat. Welcome all to the chat. Today we're talking about a very big football game up and coming. Liverpool versus Man City. It's not going to be easy. Liverpool are only going to provide a challenge. You know, that's the minimum they're going to bring. This is Anfield. The fans are going to be up for it. The squad has just taken a blow with Konate getting injured. But other than that, they have the majority of their key players in. But today we're going to talk about what we need to do to potentially, if it's possible, if possible, get a good result here. I believe that anything is possible, especially with this team. You know, I'm a believer of that. What is that? Oh, okay. So yeah, look. Even if there's a 1% chance, I think we have to cling to it. Okay, despite what your gut might say. Lewis MCFC, I would like to say that I get where you're coming from. You know, it's not going to be easy. When your next career mode? My next career mode stream is on Monday. You know, to be honest, I get why you would have these thoughts of a bad result. Trust me, since the Feyenoord game, it's been playing on my mind. You know, I'll go as far to say, 100% real story, I dreamt that Man City won. I dreamt that Man City won this game coming tomorrow. I woke up thinking that it had been played. It felt so real. I thought we won 3-0. I thought Savinho got his first goal, Ake got a header, and I thought Haaland scored a penalty. That was literally my dream. Okay. Sadly, I woke up and I realised it was not the case. Club World Cup draw Thursday evening. Cool. I will. I'll mark my calendar, I suppose. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, FA Cup is Monday, 7 p.m. I'm going to have to bump around my career mode stream, aren't I? Big ups for letting me know. I hope you win, says Yusuf. Trust me. So do I. Big ups to everyone who's tuning in. But like This Is City did just say, this is it. Season defining. If we can somehow get something here, anything, you know, even a point, I think is a decent result. You know, I wouldn't leave too unhappy. Of course, a win, I'd be ecstatic with. My tree has not been up for like 2 weeks. Oh, my tree has been up for 2 weeks. Sounds weird saying that in December, but that's that. The tree is up. Yeah, and we recently put our tree up like the other day. I will take a boring 0-0 draw, to be honest. I'm hoping not for a boring game because, you know, I had to do a watch along on it. But I'm just hoping. I'm hoping for entertainment, but I'm just hoping it doesn't come at the expense of a battering. But anyway, big ups to everyone that's tuning in. Let's bump into the predicted 11. By the way, just as an FYI, before I get into this, this is the 11 I think we will see. Not necessarily what I want, but it's what I think and what I hope. Partly, you know, there is a little bit of what I want in here. I have influenced it a little bit, but yeah, this is mainly what I think is going to happen. Putting lights up now, but I am listening. Cool. So starting off with Edison in net. Look, there's no doubt about it. He had a bit of a mare against Fair, didn't he? It wasn't his best show. He made, in all 3 goals, he partly has to be blamed. The first situation, he gets, he just gets, I don't know, he gets buried by Vardiol, to be honest. That's a one-on-one opportunity. It's not a good one for Vardiol to take. But also it's not good for Ederson to have to deal with. The second one, Ederson's got to watch near post better, and the third one, he's not even in his box for most of it. So, look, I'm not going to get into it much, but he had a mare. Personally, I don't see him getting taken out of the team. I think we're going to stick with our guns. I think we're going to keep going Ederson. If Ortega is the guy who starts tomorrow, I'm not going to be angry. I trust Ortega, and yeah, I believe hopefully Ederson can pull in a good performance tomorrow. Wait, let's go here. I'll go back to that in a second. KDB not starting still, in my opinion, is just ridiculous from Pep. It's time to risk. Yes, I agree he won't start, but it's ridiculous. Yeah. If it was my way, I would start De Bruyne. Pep has to start KDB and bench Walker. Yeah, I agree. Get UFI's a good game. Pre-order £11 pre-order 7-day early access. UFL, what like sport is that again? Oh, this one. Oh, this like FIFA game. I did play the beta. I thought it was all right. Mate, have you seen our 17 goals conceded in 6 games compilation? Does not make viewing for Ederson. His positioning has been shocking. I think it's a bit of a group effort there. I think it does come down to more than just Eddie. I do think Eddie has had good moments within games. Of course it doesn't. Of course, Ederson has to take some of the blame. He's conceded not just 17 goals in his last 6, but 7 in his last 2. We are conceding a lot of goals. Pep, please start KDB and bench Walker. This City, you want a shout out? I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't say no, but it's up to this City. I've looked back and he's shocking. Ortega deserves to start now, and I know he won't. But if we lose again and he doesn't start Wednesday, it's criminal. We play Forest midweek, don't we? Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that's the case. If Walker starts, we're cooked. Please bench Walker. KDB has to start. Kyle Walker has to be on bench. Did you see a Diaz quote? Didn't you put it in chat? Here we are. Ruben Diaz, we can go against the world if we have to. We are fighting for the same team, same club, same project, same dream. You see Rico Lewis unfollowed Big Steve? I didn't. I didn't see that. I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't know he followed him either. Yeah. I didn't, to be honest. Is there a reason? Big Steve say anything about him? All because Steve said he can't play midfield. I see. Ridiculous for Rico. I'm going to get into Rico and the midfield choice because I haven't seen Big Steve sing, but I've a feeling I know what it's probably going to mention, possibly. But anyway, moving on from Ederson, Akanji at the right back. I think, look, Rico Lewis, I think he's been doing a stellar job at right back this season. It's not an easy place to go, especially with some of the players you're going to play. Walker, we've seen it, we've trialed it, it's not worked. And Akanji, I feel like for a period of time, I thought Akanji was working quite well at right back in the treble season. He may have played there a couple of times last season, but he never really turned that position into his own. Now, I'm not asking him to turn this position into his own this game either. I'm just asking him do a decent job. Vardiol awful last last 2 games. How are you, by the way? I'm good, thank you. There's no defending Vardio. Vardio has made some bad errors in the last 2 matches that have led to goals, especially Tottenham, basically passes it straight to a Spurs man, they get a goal. And in the Feyenoord game, he slips in his man 1-on-1 against Ederson. So, it's not a good look on Vardio, but I don't know where else to go, Look, Liverpool are a very quick team. They can hit you on the break hard. Diaz is not quick. He's not very quick. He's a stellar defender, and he can defend brilliantly. But he's not the quickest. Vardio, look, he hasn't really played left centre-back. He hasn't been playing left centre-back a ton, but especially for us. But he has played it, and in this back line, he knows all these guys pretty well. It's not like when he got picked by Simpson Poussey, he may be able to do the job. And Nathan Ake, look, this is City mentioned it in a stream recently. It may have been yesterday or the day before. Nathan Ake, if there's one thing he can do very well, it's lock down a player. It's completely just time down. We've seen him do it against Saka, and we've even seen him do it against Salah. If I want a player to be put out the game, I want Nathan Ake to be the guy to do it. If we are winning 1-0, 75th minute, wouldn't surprise to put it past us to still lose 5-1. How nervous would you be if we were winning late? I'd be nervous, full stop, I think I'd be more nervous if we were winning late than if we were drawing late, although that probably is only natural, because I feel like Liverpool could just get at us. Liverpool are brilliant at breaks this season. You look at their statistics on hitting teams on the break, they have scored like the second most goals in the league on the break. And we have been awful on the break, when getting hit on the break. Nerve levels ready already. Not too bad. I am feeling them a bit because it is a big game. But, I literally dreamt about the game, so I've got to be somewhat nervous. But it's not like I'm, it's not like I'm, oh gosh, I'm not near my max. Then at the Etihad, we can give them huge. I just want to point. I don't want to park the bus. I don't want to revert to that. Good thing Konate's injured. I think Liverpool will be fine without Konate. I'm not gonna lie. It is a dip. It's like if we lost Diaz. Well, I'd say that's more like if they lost Van Dijk. It's like if we lost one of our key centre backs. But they trust Joe Gomez to come in and do a job. My section caps were like keep falling. We had the same issue like the other day as well. Also, we were doing decks. Biggest game since Spurs away? Probably, yeah. Probably, apart from FA Cup final. Probably, yeah. Ruben Diaz, our number 3, left Benfica to join City. That's the biggest game in the history of the club. It's the UCL final, probably, off the top of my head. Treble on the line. It's got to be that. Good thing Diaz is back. I'm hoping he's fit enough to start. He was on bench for his Feyenoord. He's been training all throughout the week. So if there's a game for him to make a return on, it's got to be here. There's no better time. If there's a guy that can really bring leadership to that back line, it is him. He was in the last game we won. He hasn't played any games since then. It's time he came back. People forget we couldn't score past Spurs 2 seconds centre-back and a broken ankle Vicario. Yeah, exactly, Like, they didn't have 2 of their favourites. Romero wasn't there, Mickey van der Ven wasn't there, Vicario had a broken ankle for an hour of the match, and we still couldn't break him down. Injuries, sure, it's probably a slice off their confidence, but it's like peeling an apple. There's still so much there. This is a new game, new opportunities, new outcome. Kevin De Bruyne has to start this Liverpool tomorrow. Walker better be on the bench. Yeah, I mean, I think we all want that, but I don't think we're going to get that, sadly. Moving back onto the predicted 11, I kind of already touched on Diaz, so I'll jump onto Vardio. No, wait, I already did the backline, didn't I? Rico Lewis. I don't want to see Bernardo Gundogan pivot again. Please, spare me of that. Spare my eyes of that. I do not want to see that for a very long time. Maybe do it in a few months or something, and maybe do it in a cup game. Do not do it here. Like, I'm praying that you don't. It's a shame we don't have Kova here, because I'd start him over Gundogan, but he's injured. Pep won't change tactics, and if he does, it'll be very minor. Rico Lewis, I think he's a brilliant footballer. Now then, look, there's something I have said, and I don't know if Big Steve said this, but in order for him to be able to do the midfield role, he needs the muscle. You look at Rodri. Rodri's a pretty big dude. Now then, he's not jacked as much as Adama, but you can tell that Rodri's pretty well built. Now then, Rico Lewis is no doubt built pretty well, considering he is a footballer. You don't get there for being twigs. To being made of twigs. There's no doubt that he is strong. He probably beat most of us in an arm wrestle. But Rico Lewis isn't as physical as someone like Rodri, and he could very well get pressed off the ball and muscled off the ball. And there's not criticism to Rico. And it's something that can be worked on. That's the beauty of it. This isn't a permanent issue. Rico can work on that. I ask this question: Would anyone actually be happy with Rico as our starting midfielder going into next season? I don't know yet. But over Bernardo and Gundo, definitely. Moving on to Gundo. I do think Gundo had an alright game against Feyenoord. I think he had some good moments, like the ball into Nunes, his goal too. He had some good moments. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I was quite happy with Gundo against Feyenoord, but the shadow of former results are looming over my head. It's always about the next game, but you can't help but think about the last six. Bernardo and Gundo won't be here next season. No chance Bernardo is here anyway. Yeah, I'm hoping for that. Like, I love them. Of course I do. I'll always be thankful for what they did to the club and what they did for the club. Gundo, we all know what he did in the treble season. He was brilliant, and was a key reason we won it. But, eventually there is a time to say goodbye, and to be honest, the treble season may have been that time, but it wasn't. As he's back, I just hope that he can pick it up. Do you think we should sell both of them in January? We're not that kind of club, I don't feel. The only reason we do that is if it was a Joao Cancelo situation and like an issue was caused in the dressing room. And neither of them are those kind of players, in my opinion. Bernardo a bit more so, since he has done interviews before. Yeah, but I don't think we'll sell him in Jan, even if we wanted to. We're not that kind of team. We tend to only add in Jan, and if we do add, it's quite minor. The last big add we did in January was Aymeric Laporte. But since then, we haven't really made huge January signings. Alvarez was January, Perone was January, but Alvarez came in the following summer. Perone got a couple minutes off the bench when he initially joined. So, we don't often make big business in Jan. Moving on, Savinho off the right. Now then, I have gone for this for a reason. Liverpool's left side, being Andy Robertson and Tsimikas, has been Laporte underrated. I know, I love that guy, man. And he played, a bit like De Bruyne to an extent. He played injured, literally, like I know he had a pretty big injury in the back end of the 21-22 season, the Aston Villa 3-2. He played injured because we literally had no centre-backs. Best ball-playing centre-back in the world. Oh, he was brilliant. We need a Rodri replacement and a good midfielder and a backup striker. I don't think you're going to get all that, I'm afraid. I think you'll get, at maximum, 2 of those 3 things. But we'll probably, if we do make business, we'll only get 1 of those. We need a lot of business in January. I wouldn't get your hopes up. Again, we're not that kind of club, I don't feel. We didn't even get a replacement for Alvarez and a backup DM for Rodri. I'd give this summer transfer window 4 out of 10. We literally signed only 2 players, which was Savinho and Gundo. The reason we didn't sign an Alvarez replacement was because Pep thought we had enough players that could play that false 9 that Alvarez did play a bit. Because Alvarez didn't play every game at striker, which is a key thing to remember. He did play a bit of false 9/cam, and for a period he had a good spell there, but then it got a bit bad. I remember saying when De Bruyne comes back, if Alvarez keeps up this form, should De Bruyne get back in the team? Of course, Alvarez dipped, and so De Bruyne inevitably came back in. But Savinho, that left side has been a bit of a weakness for Liverpool. They have conceded 2 penalties there as of late. I'm pretty sure against Southampton and Real Madrid, they both conceded penalties down that side. I know against Southampton, it was a very dodgy penalty. But nonetheless, making a foul that near to your box comes with risks. And look, Savinho is a very tricky defender. He's a very tricky attacker. And that can be troublesome for defenders. One mistake's all it takes on Savinho, and he could be over in the box, and we have a penalty. I think you've got to look at it partly that way. Savinho, I think, is I think you've got to play someone speedy off the right. Don't play Bernardo off the right because that's not going to hurt Liverpool. I just don't think Bernardo is fit for this fixture. I don't think he is the player we need. A couple of years ago, absolutely, because his feet were incredible, but I don't think it's quite working that way anymore. Letting Alvarez go was an awful decision. 70 million, we made good money. The money wasn't the issue, with add-ons that could bring it to 95. It's the selling Alvarez wasn't the problem. Not replacing him was. I've been very adamant of him. We should have gotten at least 110 million. I think 70 million is decent, to be honest. I don't think that is the worst in the world. It's easily our highest ever sell. Maybe Gundo, if it would have been false 9, if not for Rodri injury. Possibly. That is a possibility because he did play that in the 2021 season. We did play a bit of false 9 because, as you know, we were Sergio Aguero-less for a lot of that. So Alvarez now at 10 goals for Atletico. You see his goal the other night. I did see him saw his one in the Champions League. But no, I haven't on a whole. Look, like I said, the issue wasn't selling Alvarez. The issue was not replacing him. We should have gotten Kyogo or Ori Oskarsson or whatever his name. We should have gotten one of those names that we were linked to. We should have been more proactive. We had the money, and it wouldn't have been a bad investment. Kyogo and Oskarsson were never going to complain that they weren't playing. You were never going to hear complaints from them like, why aren't I playing? Because look, one of them was at Celtic, and coming to City, I'm sure would have been an absolute pleasure. And then Oskarsson was playing for Copenhagen in Denmark, I believe. So, I think both of them would have swiped up that chance and would have swiped up being a bit of a backup to aid the squad. And I don't know why we wouldn't. Both of them would have been cheap as well. Moving on, Phil Foden. I play him at Cam because it's either that or Bernardo or the inevitable or Kevin De Bruyne, but we know KDB won't start, so I have to put Phil Foden there. I've been trying to give this guy a lot of leeway for the season now. I've been saying that, you got to remember, guys, for the first half of the season, he didn't really kick in until now. Enough excuses for me. we're out of time to let players get back up to their form. We're out of time to give players enough minutes to get back into the rhythm. Find your rhythm or don't play. Simple as for me. If you don't think you can find your rhythm, give it to another player. Give them a chance. Okay, because the Phil Foden we have been seeing has been maybe half the player he was last season. Maybe half of that. I'm not excusing players anymore. Not now when we're 8 points behind Liverpool in the league and a loss tomorrow could bring it to 11. I can't make excuses for them. They're out of time in my head. All these players have to turn up. If Haaland misses a chance, I will not. I'm gonna make him know about it. If Foden makes a bad decision, I'm gonna make him know about it. It's not just the stars of the team like Foden and Haaland. It's everyone. It's the players you don't expect to make the biggest impact. They need to make impacts now. You know, they've been letting us down. Fans have had their money wasted since October 26th. They haven't seen a win since then. Go out tomorrow, defy odds, prove to the fans that you are who you have been. For some players, multiple seasons. For some players, prove you're the player that joined the club, that we signed. Right? Now is the time to step up. Now is the time to show that we're champions. And why we are champions, why we won 4 in a row. Why we did all that. What it took to do all that. We have to show that tomorrow against Liverpool. And if you're going to lose, go out swinging. I don't want a bad performance. If you're going to lose, absolutely just go at it against each other and make it a clash of titans. And make it an end-to-end game where you just about lose, where you just about don't get it. Okay? Go out and at least look back and I put my heart out on that pitch and I played with every bone in my body. That is what I expect tomorrow. Everything. It's time for Foden to turn up now. No more excuses. He needs to show up. He should be in his prime. I mean, yeah, he's 24 now. I'll take I really need him to start. If I was Man City manager, I would make them do 100 laps every time they don't win. If you could sign one Real Madrid player, who would it be? For me, Valverde could do Rodri's job. Good question. I'll have a think. I watched him at Anfield last season, back yesterday. He saved us, man. He was brilliant against Anfield. So I'll see if you would have made them run 200 laps after that. Awful draw. Anyway, moving on to Matheus Nunes. This guy needs to start. He's been one of the better players as of late. Somehow City have the nerve to do a November Player of the Month for City in a month of losses and draws. And Nunes got nominated for it. Nunes got a nomination there. And with that, I think you've got to play him. I think against Feyenoord he did good. I think in every game that he has featured in, he's not been bad, which has been the case for literally every one of them. I know. I don't know why these two got Player of the Month nominees. Even though I don't think Ederson's been awful, he's conceded 17 in 6. You can't excuse that. You can't. If Nunes doesn't start, he should storm out. Look, there's no way Jack Grealish should start this game. Nunes is a good mix of Jack Grealish and Doku for me, and I think I'd want that. Oh, don't even make me think about that, please. Arsenal are in the Mexican national team kit. What are they playing right now? I actually haven't checked Premier League today. For all I know, there's been some absolute batterings. Oh, today's not been a very good day. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Good thing that wasn't Ruud van Nistelrooy's first game in charge. A 4-1 loss. That would not have been good. So what have we got here? So a 1-1 draw between Brighton and Southampton, 4-2 win for Bournemouth, 1-1 between Palace and Newcastle, 1-0 win for Forest with Ipswich, 4-1 for Brentford, 0-0 between West Ham and Arsenal. Big games tomorrow, isn't there? Of course, there's R1, Chelsea, Villa, United, Everton, Tottenham, Fulham. Nice done, yay. I'm a go now, bye. Big ups for tuning in. Big ups. Up top, Erling Haaland. Look, whether you think he should be dropped or not is irrelevant because he is the only one that can play. That is the ugly and the beauty of the situation. We need Haaland to turn up tomorrow, wear your best boots. If you keep your boots from like good games you've had, wear a pair that got you a hat-trick. You've got to go out tomorrow and you've got to play well. It's sometimes Haaland, it doesn't even come down to you not having chances in games. Sometimes I do defend you and I say if you don't get the service, you can't play well. But you had the service in some big games where you haven't put them away. Chelsea comes to mind of last season, and I know there's been instances this season. Now is the time to put those away. Kelleher, I think, is a very good goalkeeper. He's probably one of the second best. He's probably one of the best second keepers in the league. No one's better than Ortega in that front. But nonetheless, you've got to put them away. Kelleher's a good keeper. He's going to cause you issue. Treat him like as if he was Alisson. I think both of us tomorrow will do very well, and especially in interviews from them lovely kind rivals. Your Spurs watch along is now one of your most popular. Huge well done. What is that on now? It was 616 when I last checked. I have no idea if it's still that. Even if it is, I'll take that in a heartbeat. Yeah, 616 still. In terms of the popularity list, that is 10th, top 10. So, but take that. Anyway, that concludes my predicted 11. Score prediction, I'm not even going to give one. I'm terrified of jinxing the game. Now then, though. The next time you see me will be tomorrow. Ready for Liverpool and what challenges they bring. I'm just praying that only fortune will come to us. But for me, 1% chance, 99% faith. So, anyway, big ups to you all. See you in the next one.